US pressure on its allies is raising fears that South Korea could be drawn into a potential conflict over Taiwan, sparking growing concern in the region about the consequences of military escalation. Washington is actively urging countries along the First Island chain to do more to deter China, emphasizing the strategic importance of regional cooperation to maintain balance and security. The First Island chain runs from Japan through Taiwan and extends down to the Philippines and Borneo, forming a key line of defense in the Pacific against Chinese expansion. The strategy is designed to restrict China's military access to the wider Pacific Ocean, aiming to prevent Beijing from gaining uncontested control over critical maritime routes. This push comes as President Trump's national security strategy stresses achieving military overmatch to deter a possible conflict over Taiwan, highlighting the need for overwhelming force. The national security strategy states that the United States cannot and should not defend the region alone, increasing pressure on allied nations to share the burden of regional security. Allies are being warned that they must step up and spend more on defense and collective preparedness, signaling that the US expects tangible contributions from its partners. Unlike President Biden's national security strategy, Trump's plan places greater emphasis on burden sharing with allies, insisting that partners play a direct role in regional defense. Japan and South Korea are being pushed to boost defense spending and take more proactive measures to deter Chinese aggression, reflecting a shift toward more demanding expectations from Washington. The US is also pressing Seoul to take the lead in countering North Korean threats, underscoring the strategic importance of South Korea in the broader Indo-Pacific security framework. After the Trump-Lee Jae-myung summit in October, South Korea pledged to raise its defense spending to 3.5% of GDP, demonstrating its commitment to strengthening national and regional security. South Korea also agreed to lead wartime conventional defense operations that had previously been the responsibility of US forces, a move reported as part of an expanded security partnership. A joint statement by South Korea and the United States emphasized maintaining peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait. Even as Beijing continues to claim Taiwan as its territory and threatens the use of force if necessary. Professor Kang Junyoung has warned that Seoul cannot be free from involvement in any potential Taiwan contingency, highlighting the risks of being drawn into a regional conflict. Kang said that redeployment of US troops or their participation in a Taiwan contingency could trigger miscalculations by North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, potentially creating dangerous escalatory scenarios. Professor Kang said, and I quote, "If the US forces in South Korea are strategically redeployed or participate in the Taiwan contingency, it may cause North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's miscalculation. This means that any confrontation in the Taiwan Strait would create a two-front warfare. This is burdensome for both China and the US." Unquote. President Lee Jae-myung has pledged a pragmatic policy that carefully balances the US alliance with relations with China, aiming to maintain regional stability without taking sides unnecessarily. The South Korean president said that taking a clear position on Taiwan would only escalate regional tensions, underscoring Seoul's cautious approach to international conflicts. South Korea has avoided making definitive statements amid rising Beijing-Tokyo tensions over Taiwan, reflecting its efforts to remain neutral while managing alliance commitments. Analyst Colin Kaw has suggested that despite Seoul's cautious stance, South Korea may still be forced to fight alongside the US in a contingency scenario, highlighting the limits of neutrality in a high-pressure environment. President Trump approved plans for South Korea to build nuclear-powered submarines, capable of tracking both China and North Korea, significantly expanding Seoul's naval capabilities. US officials have indicated that these submarines could support collective defense operations against China, showing expectations that allies will use advanced assets to contribute to regional security. Admiral Darrell Caudle stated that South Korea would be expected to use these submarines against China if needed, noting that utilization against China is a natural expectation under the framework of allied cooperation.
125 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.